Hola a todos, ¿cómo están el día de hoy? I hope that you are well. I'm so happy to be again with you today in our third episode of Behind the Language. Today we're going to talk, actually the topic that we're talking today, it was suggested by, not just by one, was actually more few people from our channel, was some people from our page, and actually some of my students who was suggesting me to talk about this. And the main reason I thought, and when I asked them, why you want me to talk about this topic, as you can see in the title, and they were automatically telling me because I don't understand why you're Spanish. Well, I'm not Spanish, but why you're Spanish or Latin American and you're still uh, celebrating, or why you still practice these shows, let's call a show, in your country. Okay. Well, first, at the end, of course, I'm gonna give my opinion towards this topic, but I want to start at first to give a bit of background regarding the topic of la tauromancia, okay? Como se llama, how we call in Spanish, okay? The art of the matador, and you know, going there and fight with the bull, con el toro. In English, they call the bullfighter, isn't it? Or the matador. The matador should be the proper way to call because it's actually the killer. A fight should be like on an equal power. What is not, obviously, in this case, as one of them have no choice, isn't it? The bull, el toro. We want to give you just a little bit of background. The origin of this festivity, the origin of this show, it was actually Roman. It was from the Roman Empire. Okay, I know it's hard to believe, but yeah, it's that old because it was a time on the Roman Empire. It's not just about the gladiator. I know you're probably thinking, oh, I watched the movie. Yeah, I know you watched the movie about the gladiator and you probably think how horrible they were. It was more than that. On those days, it was in the Roman circus, what is now the Roman Coliseum, okay? The touristic place that we all go and take our selfies. That was a place when it was massacre for animals, massacre for people, okay? So on those days, it used to be, at the beginning, a show and a festivity when they used to call animals, not just bulls. It used to be also other kind of animals who they were killed for the entertainment of people, for people to actually watch and enjoy, to see animals get killed and tortured. And yeah, like nowadays you go to a circus and have you popcorn, yeah, and those days you go and watch it to enjoy the pain of another living being. That was the origin. The fantastic part, and I call the fantastic part, is because on those days also, they not used to just kill animals. They used to, okay, that's when they started, and the bull, the el toro, used to be one of the animals killers and got killed on those days. Okay, they used to be like, yeah, the gladiators, like so human against human, and also after Roma become a Christian, or before the time they become Christian, they used to kill Christians there. You know, they used to put the lions, okay, and the Christians, or like the people, the rebellions, the people who go against the society there, or who used to profess their faith, okay, and this is not a religious video, okay, but they used to send them as to go and fight with lions, you know, and people actually going there watching people get killed by by the lions as part of the entertainment, because it was culture, of course. It was culture. Okay, so that is the origin. Through the Middle Age, and it's showing in a lot of the literature And for example, in the Spanish literature, after they get, to Spain, it was showing, for example, in the time of El Cid, okay, it's part of the way before Cervantes, okay, way before Don Quixote, okay, El Cid who was one of the first gentlemen, uno de los primeros caballeros, okay, and it shows in part of the book as well, they mention it about some part of this practice, okay, so let's start it then. When you go to Spain through the Middle Age, already was to start to position it as part of the culture on the Iberic. Okay, when I mean the Iberic, it's not just Spain, it's Spain and Portugal, because that's the Iberic part of Europe. Okay, however, obviously within time, it got after the immigration, after the colonization through the Americas, it goes expand to all the other places, what used to call El Virreinato. Okay, so places like, for example, like Mexico, or Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, okay, when they also were practice these shows, okay. Now, and nowadays is being banned in many places around the world. Even in Catalonia in 2011, it was banned. It was banned as it's no allowed anymore. Obviously, the in the modern days, let's call them, we have like the conscientization, with more conscious about, oh, by the way, animals have feelings, so if you stop a human, or if you stop a dog, or if you stop an animal, oh my god, they have the same pain. Wow, it took us a long time to understand that, but okay, at least in 2011 it was banned in Catalonia, okay, even though already is being used, in the Middle Age, is being already passed to the Americas. It's not just, it's not festivity, it's not a practice, then it's only done, believe it or not, just in Spain or places like Central and South America. It's also, it was also playing in Philippines, it's done in China, in France, in Portugal, okay? Is now in now actual days, it was one of the biggest places. It was actually in Venezuela. It's not anymore, but it's still be going in Mexico, in Ecuador, in Colombia, and sadly, and I say sadly because I'm Peruvian, and unfortunately in my country as well, is still a practice. It's still a practice. Then usually is for like a high class, let's call that. Yeah, that's the people who go there and watch this entertainment. And even Nobel Prizes, they justify this murdering, saying them, no, they are the toros of Libya. These kind of bulls are called the toros of Libya. Okay, they are kind of animals who basically it's a lot of investment on farms to raise these kind of animals, okay? So the justification, how they justify all these massacres, because they say, if it wasn't because of the bullfight, of La Corrida de Toros, all these animals, they will be extinguished, because nobody will even care or worry about invest money to create all these farms, to look after these animals, who their purpose in life is to get killed, because they are fighters. As I always would understand, a fight is something that in theory should be between equals, or between at least two people who want to fight, or two animals who want to fight. What is not the case. I'm sure the matador want to go there for whatever reasons. He want to go in the old times to prove braveness, and then nowadays because of money. But the bull have no choice, isn't it? Okay, that's how they justify. Also, when I've been doing research or interviews, people tell me, oh, do you eat meat? I'm not a vegetarian myself. Eventually, yeah, I'm considering, I'm thinking about it, but no, I'm not at the moment. And many of my friends, my family, we are not. And they told me, oh, but you see, so what is after you steak? So when you go to a restaurant and you order a steak, what is behind the steak that you're eating, you know? So why are you telling me? I'm watching the artistic part of killing the animal. You just having the ending of the animal. When some of us, we like to watch the art of the animal getting in a fight with a human. First, the animal never gonna go in an equal, how let's say, advantage towards the human. As he already been tortured before enter to the, let's call it like the circus, the place where he gonna goes. He already been tortured. He already been with his horns and sido limadas. They are being like half taken. He's already been drugged. He's already been tortured. Also, these kind of bulls have a poor sight. And after the drugs and all the torture, when he entered to the theater, to the show that we're gonna watch, he can barely see anything. That's why when you come in with your red, lovely, you know, like ole, probably barely he can see that. And he's not even that he want to attack the human who's in front of him. This animal is a vegetarian animal. He don't eat meat. He's probably just trying to look for a place to escape. And the only thing that you're showing, you just encourage him, like messing around with somebody who's already half dead, half tortured, and he's looking for a place to escape. When you and your total sense, with weapons, are ready to torture and kill him. Now, probably if you agree with this kind of massacre, you're probably thinking, oh my God, this video is bullshit. Because you're already so partialized. You're already telling me your point of view. Now, I will tell you my point of view, and I think it's showing my point of view. But what I'm lying of what I'm saying? If you are a matador, if you agree with all this kind of art, so you know then everything I say is true. You know how the animal is already going before this game. Now, Maria, but you have to understand culture matters. Culture matters. We in a society, we have to defend culture. Of course we have to defend culture. Okay, let's try to think now what culture is, okay? So, if we gonna go past to the Spartan times, okay? Los espartanos. Okay? 2,000 years, more than 2,000 years ago, in the mount of Taygeto, the Spartans, they used to throw to the mount on the mount of Taygeto to the kids who were born with disability. And that is a practice that was going on for centuries on the name of culture. So nobody was bad there. Because your society accepted and allowed you and give you the background and the support to tell you, no, that's part of our culture. If they born with a disability or deform, they were throwing the kids to the mount of Taygeto. Or let's go closer to the Middle Age, to the Inquisition. All that stuff, then the Inquisition, the church, because they're always being a big sponsors. That's why nothing to do with my faith, but they always been a big sponsors of massacre and cruelty through history. They didn't used to burn women because they were different, because they were witches. They didn't burn people because they were more clever or they have a different kind of ideas or scientific ideas towards the society they were living in. And nobody was bad because it is part of culture as well. To kill Christian and the Roman was culture. And now we're in 2022. And actually, a couple of weeks ago, pathetic, and it was in my country. All the famous people, all the rich people went to watch this amazing show because of culture. A torture or a culture. Torture is torture on any living being. It doesn't matter what you think, then if you hurt your lovely dog, because I'm sure all of these people who went to watch the matador or the killer or the bullfighter, they probably have a lovely kitten at home or a dog they adore. Yeah? What is the difference between that dog that you have in your house and the bull that is over there? The bull have probably no feelings. To think about it, I was listening today to our, I'm Peruvian, so I will talk about shame. With shame, I will talk about our Nobel Prize, who is a big lover of these shows, defending the practice, this vile, evil practice, saying they are animals who they born to fight. And if we stop, la corrida de toros, if we stop all of this, they will be extinguished because it won't be investment on farms to protect these animals. If that allows you to go to sleep, good for you. Oh my God, good for you. Show me your trick, darling. Oh my God, it must be really good to justify yourself or your brain thinking that an animal actually born and he should be grateful that he have a farm for he to be able to grow up and be killed and tortured with people clapping. Torture or culture? The answer is very clear. Luckily, in the latest statistics of 2019, most of the people who go to these kind of shows is people between 55 and 70 and in their 70s. Even people in Spain, Peru, Colombia, and many countries. Luckily, the young generation will understand that this is not right. Then this is not correct. Again, as everything in life, they say they have 2 points of views. Yes, 2 points of views on everything, but some things, culture or torture, just let's have a look, little bit on history, and let's go back to 2022 and think again what we are doing. How can this still be happening? Anyway, it's just a little summarized, kind of like a monologue, as always, on Behind the Language. It's a serious topic. I would love to know what you think about it. I will love to know your opinion about this. And if you disagree with me, I would love to know. Tell me. How can you justify this? I would love to know. And if you want to do a collaboration and to do a live chat, I would love to. I would love to listen to you. I would love to listen to all your arguments towards this topic. This is Behind the Language, when we talk more than vocabulary and grammar. And I will love that you give me always your suggestions about new topics that will come around. Please, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Do not forget to follow us. And I hope that you're still watching and follow us on all our videos. Ciao, ciao.